So here we go again. If you are back watching this video, then you know that I am Beth. I am working on a wood badge ticket for Scouting America, and this is the last video I have to record to complete my project, and that was to record these videos so that everyone has access to them. So this one that we're going over will be Personal Management. This is the book that I am using. I'm not going to read all of this word for word to you, but I am going to give you a good understanding, I hope, of what we have going on. So, personal management, we're learning how to be responsible with our finances and resources. So, do the following. Choose an item that your family might want to purchase that is considered a major expense, and write a plan that tells how your family would save money for the purchase identified in the requirement. Discuss this plan with your merit badge or counselor. Discuss the plan with your family, and discuss how other family needs must be considered in this plan. C. Develop a written shopping strategy for the purchase identified. Determine the quality of the item or service. Comparison shop for the item. Find out where you can buy the item for the best price. Option 2 is do the following. Prepare a budget reflecting your expected income, so your allowance, gifts, wages, and your expenses and savings for 13 consecutive weeks. So this is very important. Personal Management Merit Badge takes a long time to do, so you need to take the time to plan it out. 13 weeks of your allowance and gifts, what you earn from a job, anything like that, it all counts. What your parents give you to go to the basketball game or get in the door at the football game, for the concession stand, all of that counts. You have to add that in there. Compare your expected income with expected expenses. If expenses exceed budget income, determine the steps to balance your budget. If income exceeds budget expenses, state how you would use the excess money. Track and record your actual income and savings for 13 weeks. So this is really important. You're going to prepare your budget. You're going to track and record what you actually get. So your budget is what you're planning, what you're expecting. You're recording what you're actually getting. You have to do this for your 13 consecutive weeks. When you complete this project, present the record showing the results to your merit badge counselor. Compare your budget with your actual income and expenses to understand when your budget worked and when it did not work. With your merit badge counselor, discuss what you might do differently the next time. So what you're looking for here is what did you expect to get and what did you actually get? Where was it different and where was it on track, and what can we do to make it better? The next step is to discuss your merit badge counselor 5 of the following concepts. A, the emotions you feel when you receive money. B, your understanding of how the amount of money you have with you affects your spending habits. C, your thoughts when you buy something new and your thoughts about the same item 3 months later. Explain the concept of buyer's remorse. D, how hunger affects you when shopping for food items. E, your experience of an item you have purchased after seeing or hearing advertisements for it. Your understanding of what happens when you put money into a savings account, charitable giving, and what you can do better to manage your money. So, your understanding of how the amount of money you have with you affects your spending limits. So how does that, if you have a $100 bill in your wallet and you're like, ooh, I see that brand new purse that I really want it and it's only $75. Well, I have this $100 bill, so why can't I go ahead and spend that money? Because you're like, well, it's right there, so it's not going to matter. I can spend that money. And then how hunger affects you when shopping for food items. This is so important. So important. Are you hungry when you go to the grocery store and buy groceries? Are you feeling snacky? Are you needing something sweet? What's going on here? Are you thirsty? Because when you do, you are buying more than what you actually need. Unless you stick to a strict list, you are going to buy more because you're like, ooh, my favorite is Nutty Buddy bars. Oh, I see those Nutty Buddy bars. I'm going to get those. Yeah, no, you don't need to do that. Make sure you're not hungry when you go to the grocery store. Have you ever had buyer's remorse? I know I have. Have you ever bought something? You bought that purse. You're like, oh, I bought that purse. I'm so excited I bought that purse. And then you're like, oh, wait, I bought that purse. Why did I buy that purse? Why did I just spend $75 on that purse? I really don't need that $75 purse. You do that. We all do that. I did that. I bought a fiddle, bought a fiddle for $500. Didn't need that fiddle, but I really wanted it. It still sits in a closet. Okay, step 4. Explain the following to your merit badge counselor. The differences between saving and investing, including reasons for using one over the other. The concepts of return on investment and risk and how they are related. The concepts of simple interest and compound interest. The concept of diversification in investing. Why it is important to save and invest for retirement. So I'm going to pick up here with the difference between saving and investing. Saving is strictly putting money in a savings account and not doing anything with it. So you're like, I get paid every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks I am taking $20 and it's going straight into a savings account. That savings account could collect interest. It could not. It could just be a savings account. There could be penalties if you draw that money out sooner than you planned, anything like that. If you're investing money, you're taking a bit of a risk, but you're like going to put your money on a stock market, or you're going to buy bonds, or you're going to buy shares in like Walmart Corporation or something. So you're investing money and hoping that you're going to get a return on it, which is a risk in that you may lose everything that you put into it, but you may also really gain a lot. The benefit to that is when you invest larger amounts of money, then you can spread that around a little bit. You take the higher the risk, which is the higher the money you invest, then the higher chance you have of making more money. The diversification in investing, that just means spreading it out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So, you don't want to invest only in Walmart Corporation. You want to invest in TJ Maxx and Bills and the shoe stores, Coach, a purse store, anything like that. You want to spread out your investments, because if one goes bad, if one company goes bankrupt, then you're going to lose all of your money. And if you have money in other areas, then you're not losing everything. But if you put all of your money into one, then it's going to be bad. Like the turn of the 19th century, everybody invested their money in the railroads, and then the railroads went bankrupt, and that's how the Great Depression really kind of got started, was because they all invested their money in one thing, and the stock market crashed, and everybody was broke, and they had no money. Money didn't have a value. Why is it important to save and invest for retirement? So this is super important. It is so, so important to save and invest for retirement. I am a nurse, and I work in long-term care, and I so often see patients who don't have the money to pay for the care they need. So they rely on welfare systems to help cover that cost, because, they may have worked really hard all of their lives, but they didn't know that they needed to save money, when they're our age, when they're young, to put that money back to pay for their cost, and so they're struggling at the end of this life where they need care, so it's important for us to remember that, if we want to have a expensive vacations when we retire, then we need to prepare for that. Okay, so explain to your merit badge counselor what the following investments are and how each works. So I'm going to let you research these: common stocks, mutual bonds, life insurance, a certificate of deposit, a savings account, and a U.S. savings bond. Explain to your counselor why people might purchase the following types of insurance and how they work: automobile, health, homeowners, whole life, and term life. So, automobile insurance is, pretty common. We all use it. If we have a vehicle, you have to have insurance on it. It is state law. So that way, if you have an accident or something, you're insured and you're going to protect your investment. But you're also protecting other people's investment as well, because if you go out and hit your neighbor and total out their car, well, somebody's got to pay for that. And if they have a $50,000 car and you have a $10,000 car, you're going to owe them a lot of money. That's what your insurance is for. Health insurance is just to help, protect us so that we can go see the doctors, so that they get paid, so we can go to the hospital if there's an injury or an illness, anything like that. Homeowners or renters. So, I own this really big, pretty house, and if it catches fire and burns to the ground, which we hope doesn't happen, then I need my investment protected, and the bank needs their investment protected, because, I don't have $160,000 just laying around. So we have to make sure that the bank is going to get their money. So that's what the insurance is for. And it protects our investment, because, I've paid $30,000 into living in my house, and, well, if it burns down tonight, I'm going to lose that entire $30,000 if I don't have insurance that's going to cover it. Okay, so the next section is explain to your merit badge counselor the following: what a loan is, what interest is, the APR rates, the different ways that you can borrow money, differences between a charge card, debit card, and credit card, the costs and pitfalls of using these financial tools, and explain why is it unwise to only make the minimum payment on your credit card. So this is a really, really serious life lesson that people should learn in high school. Like, instead of worrying about algebra and X equals Y, Z, blah, 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 they really need to teach kids some common sense. Like, seriously, I didn't learn this until I was an adult, but credit cards suck. They get you into debt. And if you get a really good credit score and you're like, oh, hey, they're going to give me $4,000 in free money, and I just have to pay an interest rate? Hell yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. So that 39% interest rate that you're paying on that $4,000 that you just went to, the furniture store and bought new furniture, well, you're going to take the next 20 years paying that off if you only pay the minimum payments. So if you have like a $600 credit card, you have a 20% interest rate, and you only pay the minimum payment, which is maybe like $25 a month, then you're only paying the interest. You're not paying to the principal, which is your $600 that you maxed out. So your $600 comes to $625, and that $25 just adds up every month if you are only making the minimum payment. So you have to make more, or just don't max out your credit cards. Ways to reduce or eliminate debt. So don't buy what you don't need. If you can't pay cash for it, you don't need it. Those kinds of things. Sometimes that doesn't always work. Your heating system in your house goes out. You kind of have to replace that. But, that new couch that you really want, it's pretty, it's blue, you really, really want it. You really, really don't need it if you can't pay cash for it, because it's not important enough. Then you don't have to have it. But on the flip side of that, it does help build your credit score. So if you need to build credit for one reason or another, like you're wanting to get to the good credit so you can buy a house or anything like that, then your credit cards are going to help you if you are responsible with them and keep up with your payments, don't max them out, those kinds of things. Demonstrate to your merit badge counselor your understanding of time management by doing the following. Write a to-do list of tasks or activities such as homework assignments, chores, and personal projects that must be done in the coming week. List these in order of importance to you. Make a 7-day calendar or schedule. Put in your activities. Then plan when you will do all the tasks from your to-do list between your set activities. So basically this is just saying to make a plan. What are you going to do? So like for me, for the whole next week, I know what I'm going to do. On Saturday, which is tomorrow, I'm going to a Scout Merit Badge University. I'm going to spend all day there. I'm probably going to just kind of sit back and relax because we're not hosting this one. We're going to a different council, and just going to enjoy my day. Then on Sunday, I'm going to come home. I'm going to do my normal Sunday chores, which are like sweeping, mopping, vacuuming the floors, changing my bed sheets, doing laundry, simple household tasks that you got to do every week. I do those on Sundays. And then on Monday, I go back to work. And so I'm going to work. I'll be at work by 6:30 in the morning, and I'm going to be off anywhere between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. You never know. So that's going to be my plan. So what you need to do is, what are you going to do? So you're going to get up and you're going to go to school, and you're going to go to this class, you're going to go to that class. On Tuesdays, you have band practice, and on Wednesdays, you have scout meetings. Whatever you're going to do, make your plan and discuss it with your counselor. Follow the 1-week schedule you planned. Keep a daily diary or journal during each of the 7 days of this week's activities, writing down when you completed each of the tasks on your to-do list compared to when you scheduled the item. So this is just tracking your habits. If you have a diary or a journal, like I have a list, or I have a calendar that I make my lists, doctor's appointments, kids' appointments, this bill is due, those kinds of things. You could use that and just track what you're doing. With your merit badge counselor, review your to-do list, 1-week schedule, and journal to understand when your schedule worked and when it did not. Discuss what you might do differently the next time. So if it didn't work that I changed my sheets on Sunday and I had to change it and do it on Monday, well, I know that didn't work, so we'll know better for next time. Prepare a written project plan demonstrating the steps below, including the desired outcome. This is a project on paper, not a real-life project. Examples could include planning a camping trip, developing a community service project or a school or religious event, creating an annual patrol plan with additional activities not already included in the troop annual plan. Discuss your completed project plan with your merit badge counselor. Define the project. What is your goal? So what are you wanting to do? I want to paint my kitchen yellow. So that's going to be defining my project. What is my goal? To paint my walls yellow. Develop a timeline for your project that shows the steps you must take from beginning to completion. So for my yellow walls in the kitchen, I need to clean my kitchen for one, and I need to tape off all of the woodwork and trim. I need to take down all of the pictures and art on my walls. Oh, and Miss Cleo needs to be locked in the bathroom so that she does not step in the paint